The strangers stand before a great stage, and upon that stage there stands Braggadogo, who has announced himself as the Master of Ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, orcs and goblins and magical creatures, I am Braggadogo, and I am proud to announce the hit Windward Plains Amateur Dramatic Society production of the Garden of Elysium. And here are your players for the production. The Strangers. A very limp, half-hearted applause goes up amongst the crowd that stare at you. This crowd made up of all different kinds of creatures, humans, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, and fae-like creatures. In this area of celebration that's surrounded by these strange coloured trees, and the purple grass still begins to move in a strange breeze that appears to crisscross every time it blows, one way and then the next. As our players prepare to take their places upon the stage, I shall deliver the prologue, says Braggadogo, and he gestures, and from behind the stage, like strange music begins to warble out, and he says, the plains of Elysium, the plain of battle for the great heroes of the past. But this Garden of Elysium needs to be upheld, it needs to be maintained, just like any other garden. It requires groundsmen, it requires gardeners. And the strangers shall be taking the roles of the gardeners. Please make your way to the stage. And he, with a low bow, gestures for you to take your positions on the stage.
Okay.
Do you guys want to... you could give me... I don't think there is a lore knowledge, is there? Give me a history check, or a knowledge of the planes check if you have it.
Nope.
No.
Neither.
We ain't got neither of
Knowledge
those things.
planes.
I was going to say Ansel read a book once, so
I read a book.
you read a book. Knowledge of planes.
Congratulations.
1 moment. 13.
You've heard of the title, but not much else other than that this is some kind of tale from a time before, you know, where they would tell stories about great heroes toppling terrible monsters. This just happens to be one of those stories where, the gardeners or the groundsmen in some iterations of the tale become the heroes of the story.
And they expect us to act it out, but we've never heard it.
You're looking at the audience, so they're all staring at you sort of expectantly. Like, you see...
You have to hope.
You see...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You see some of them are like starting to dig into like food, and some of them have brought picnics and have thrown out blankets and sharing food and very much expecting something from you all.
So we have to hope the audience don't know it either.
Can I ask the Master of Ceremonies, is there a script?
Is there a script? I thought your tradition was handed down verbally, oratory, is it not? Surely you have been taught the tales, for this is why you were summoned here, that you were involved in portraying great events. Come!
Mm-hmm.
We know a lot of stories, sadly. Unless my companions correct me. Not sure.
I mean, Gardens of Elysium. The Gardens of Elysium.
Yes, and you're the gardeners, and you have to temper the onslaught of the Tanglefather. Do you not know anything of this production?
I mean, yeah, sure. Of course we do. Of course we do. We're the players.
Very well, then perhaps we should usher the action along a bit. This opening
Yeah,
is becoming
that's probably a good idea.
rather terse for our audience members, who I might add have been waiting for you to show up for a long time. You remember that the goblin that ushered you in, muttered about you being extremely late. So the audience aren't exactly a friendly one. You can hear there's a clamoring and a sort of an underlying frustration that sort of rumbles through an audience, like they've been made to queue for a long time, and how things haven't been going their way for this particular time at the theatre. Well, in that case, then, we should introduce the antagonist of the piece, then, the Tanglefather, for it is that malevolence that encroached upon the Gardens of Elysium, and it was only through the gardeners' efforts that that danger was abated. Bring forth the Tanglefather, says Bragadogo, who immediately, you notice, starts sprinting from the stage the moment he says it.
Wonderful.
Because the moment he does say it, suddenly the special effects budget of the Windward playing his Amateur Dramatic Society is at full effect, because the Tanglefather appears.
Oh.
An absolutely huge tangle of multicolored vines and tendrils and leaves, but amongst those leaves and tendrils there appear to be warped faces, as if living creatures have been pulled into plant matter and their likenesses have remained frozen within this creature. Can you all please give me a knowledge nature check if you have it, or if not, a knowledge arcana check, please?
Gotta be Arcana, I'm afraid.
Same.
Please roll it.
Yeah.
23.
32.
Rebellious.
I too have read a book.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. You're all roughly aware of what this creature is, but the nuance is only known to Obsidian. You see that this is, quite simply, the largest and most terrifying shambling mound you have ever encountered. A grotesque plant-like monster that often hides in rotting leaves or in the vines of distant jungles. But this appears to be a magically bastardized version of such a creature. Obsidian, you know this to be exactly what it is. However, not only is it a shambling mound, you know this to be a paragon of its type. Almost like a source of the creature itself, the pure instance of it brought to life before you, as is, of course, the magic of theatre. And with that dawning realization, I ask you all to roll initiative as the Tanglefather comes to claim the gardeners.
Stage fright kicks in, I think.
Yeah, we're all like, what the... Guys, that's not a special effect.
I think there's probably a moment where we're just like, are we going to be fighting this? Or are we still doing a show?
Well, that's a very good question, actually, because it kind of does feel a little bit like a show.
Just so you remember, indomitability is still in effect. So probably for Not much longer, but enough probably for the fight.
You put something in Dom. Sorry, what?
Indomitability. True.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds glorious.
It was a spell from last session where if you drop below 1 hit point from an attack, you're automatically left at 1 HP. So if a spell takes you, say, to minus 15, it instead stops at 1.
You just stop at 1. Okay, cool.
spell.
That's a cool spell.
But again, it's not going to last too. Oh.
The great orchestra hidden behind the curtain begins to strike up a jaunty Gilbert and Sullivan-esque tune as this absolutely terrifying-looking creature begins to lurch forward at the strangers, the player troupe known as the Strangers. It shambles up, as is his ilk, and suddenly two terrible tendrils, vines, just swing out high above both Rebellios and Obsidian, and then come thundering down as two vine slams come to bear against your armor class. First of all, Rebellios, what is your armor class? Flat-footed.
Well, is it evil?
That is a good question.
So if he's just a plant,
Yeah, I am actually wondering that myself. I do have the base shambling mound to look at. No, it is just
Neutral, I think.
neutral.
Plants,
Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, so I'm assuming because it's a plant creature, it's yeah.
I'll just take that spell off then because I won't do anything. So 30.
30 to hit. That is a hit. As
Okay.
a paragon of its kind, the template that's added to a paragon is a dangerous thing, as we'll recall from our prior games. That's 27 points of bludgeoning damage, Rebellios, as a slam comes to bear against you, and Obsidian, the second one, comes raining down upon you. What is your armor class? Flat-footed, please.
20.
20.
A full 10 less. Miss me if you can.
And by a full 10, it goes over your armor class, as that also hits.
Hey, we're good. We're good.
You're fine. 29 points of bludgeoning damage for you, Obsidian.
Tasty. I'm going to write that number down while I quickly grab my notebook with my list ones on with a few bigger.
Can you both also give me opposed grapple rolls, please, Rebellios and Obsidian?
No. Probably not.
His great weakness.
25. Jesus, I couldn't roll much better than that. It won't be enough.
Oh, 27.
The
much
Tanglefather.
Yeah, this thing, it's not going to happen, mate.
Pulls itself out of the ground by way of myth and legend, and immediately seizes a hold of both of you, unfortunately. With an immense grapple score, it is able to seize hold of you both as that concludes its turn. Rebellios, you are seized up by this Tanglefather, this nightmare of myth. What do you do?
Oh, how do I break a grapple? I can either...
Oppose
check.
or escape artist, correct? Or something
Correct.
else, if you have a spell or something you can do.
Well, very quickly, I'm going to have a look. I'm not going to push my luck with what I did last time because Matt was under the ice, or going under the ice for that, so that was... yeah. Okay. Rebellios is going to attempt to turn his body to face the audience. He is not a performer in any way, but he's charismatic enough to know you do not turn your back to the audience.
Very
he's
good.
to attempt to turn around, and he's going to shout, "Let go of me, you vile creature!" As I will then attempt a grapple.
Now, before you do that, Rebellios, it's very important to ask, when you are doing that and facing the audience, would you say that that's a performance check? Or would you say it's a diplomacy or straight charisma? What would you be adding to your role in the most ideal circumstance?
Annoyingly, I can't perform. You can't perform unless you have the training in performance.
So that's I'm asking, like, what's the closest thing that you can use with your charisma that would help you in this way?
And to be fair, it can just, all of my charisma skills are the same.
Roll that then,
So-
that'd be great.
I'm just going to say that I'm not trying to bluff the audience at this point. I just want to perform.
Sure.
So this is raw charisma. 15 on the roll.
There is a general air of acceptance in the audience with this as you do this, and you feel a little bit of that negativity ebb away as you pronounce to the audience as you now make your attack. Go ahead.
Lovely. So I've got 3 attempts to break his grapple.
Yep.
So 3 opposed rolls.
Uh-huh.
Number 1, 22.
Fails.
Oh, that's a fail. Okay.
Yeah,
Again?
sorry, you fail.
I mean, I rolled a 6, so 25.
You fail.
And my last 3, a 6, and a 2, 21.
He rolled it badly, but not quite bad enough, so that is also a failure, Rebellios.
Oh, get off me! But I'm making a point of trying to face the audience.
So, yeah, you managed to do that. You managed to direct your eyeliner the right way in your voice, but sadly not your attacks or not your grapple attack, as you're held in place. Anything else on your turn? That's a full, I believe, right? To do that.
That is full.
That was Rebellios' turn. Obsidian, you have also been swept up by the Tanglefather. What do you do?
This is I'm desperately trying to find it very, very quickly now. What is DC 20 plus the level of the spell you're trying to cast? If I wanted to cast from within a grapple, because I can't break the grapple.
Yeah, 20 plus spell level.
That's right. Yeah, I think
I'm just trying to decide if I think that's even remotely possible.
And no somatic component.
Oh yeah, because your hands.
That changes.
Your hands.
Oh.
Yes, yeah.
Hold on a minute. Let me just see if the spell I want to cast has a somatic component. I'm going to be really upset if it does. Because it's absolutely perfect. This is the perfect situation for it. Yeah, it fucking does. Okay, good. Well, I won't cast a spell then. I will just... How close is everybody? You're far enough away. I concentrate and burst with negative energy. Which... Can it do a will DC 26 now for half?
It can certainly try. Will save 26.
Yes.
It passes, unfortunately.
Does it now? Okay, well, I'll roll the damage and then we'll half it. That's gone up now to 16 d4. So 43, so 21. 21 points of damage. It's casting, and I suppose I guess I'll have a crack at grapple, unless it completely cocks up and I critical. No, it's a 10.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you critical
Yes.
fail a grapple? It's an attack, isn't it?
Win a
I
grapple
don't.
check, place of making an attack, but it's base attack that forms it's not like a skill check. It's base attack is part of the grapple modifier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I suppose you can critical fail it.
So
I guess there might be a specific rule, but I guess
because I'm like, hang on a second, because it did. I'm just being very transparent with you. It just rolled a 1, so I think technically that means Obsidian, you break the grapple. So how do you break the grapple?
Oh, I wish I should have done that in the first place.
Yeah,
That would have been
man.
much Can I use my belt?
Yeah. So your belt of battle that allows you to do another action, is it?
Yeah, I can have another full round action if I
Yeah.
use all 3 charges.
So you can
Which
expend
I
a charge.
don't actually. I don't need another full round action. It's a standard action. All I want to do. So if I use 1 charge, I can cast the spell I wanted to cast. Now that he's dropped me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Excellent. In which case, so he obviously is distracted. And he's kind of burst with this negative energy and landed. And as he does, a new thing happens that just so happens to be perfect for the situation. He kind of glows with this energy, and anybody watching him, he's wearing the mask, but you can see that underneath the mask, his lower jaw seems to dislocate and elongate, a la the Mummy, and sort of energy sucks at this creature. Can it do a fortitude save DC 28? And this is especially effective against plants and a few other creatures, but plants.
You'll respect that I will roll this publicly, because I want to demonstrate how high its fortitude is. So if it
is
fails,
my
then it
new
fails.
level 8 spell, and my DCs have gone up, so fingers crossed. But DC 28.
Ooh.
It has a plus 20 modifier, however he rolls a 2.
Amazing. So normally this would do a fair amount of damage, but as it is, it does more than fair. Instead of D6s, it does D8s.
Get out of
Against a
town.
plant. As I suck all the moisture from this creature and completely desiccate it. With 90 points of desiccation damage.
And the moisture is just pulled out of it like in a tornado that just swirls out of it, and then around you, Obsidian, as you draw it into your distended, open jaws. That is terrifying.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question.
That is the question, and that is the question that we're now going to ask Ansel as we now move to your point in the initiative. What do you do as you see that this Tanglefather is trying to envelop your friends?
Yes, Ansel will send in the shade first of all to cause trouble, and then takes 5-foot step away. And then I suppose we should probably start testing its resilience. It's got very high fortitude.
Yeah, I tried and it failed, so you've got every chance. Clearly, the way I'm rolling, critical fail then a 2.
Yeah. Looking at the DC, it would need to roll a 2 or more to exceed the fortitude, although it is slightly reduced.
Well, this is well, you'll see.
Okay. Well, if it's got a high fortitude, it may have a lower. Do plants have a will? That's the question. I think they might not, but it's free, so I can do it. I will, using a hex band, second time today. I'll try and curse it first of all. So will save DC 23 if it has a will. If it doesn't have
Okay.
a will.
And are you just doing this, or are you doing anything whilst you do this? If that makes sense.
I'll be doing some sort of Eldritch Blast. Probably, yeah, depending how it goes, I'll do one of two Eldritch Blasts.
Okay. It's got to do what? Sorry, then.
Will save DC 23, but the shade is next to it, so it is minus 2 to 7%.
It passes, unfortunately.
AC. That's fine. I won't try and debuff it today. I'll just try and hit it. I'll do a vitriolic blast in that case. Oh, crikey, that is a potential
Possibly a fumble.
critical fail. Yes.
This is on his touch, yes.
A 28 on its touch, yeah.
Okay, a 28 on his touch is a hit, so that is just a miss then in that case. The vitriolic blast just is absorbed into the tangled mass of plant matter. You notice, Ansel, because nothing that you did was directed or considering the audience begin to bay and yell at you, and someone starts throwing fruit in your direction, Ansel, making your time in the battle all the harder. You can't help but think that maybe success will be found the more theatrical it is that your efforts are. With that,
Kisses back at the audience. Chuckster.
As the pantomime villain. With that, we move back to the top of the round, and the Tanglefather is now going to constrict at will Rebellios, because he just has you. He can just automatically do constrict damage now. Oh, easy there, easy. Throwing dice all over the shop. That is 25 points of crushing, bludgeoning damage as it just crunches in. And then with another tendril, it lifts it high and then swings hard against your armor class, Obsidian, which is
24.
That is a hit.
Oh.
For 27 points of bludgeoning damage. Crunch.
We'll take a little bit off of that. But still, ow.
Please make a opposed grapple check, please.
$13.
I fucking rolled a 1 again. I swear to God, I rolled a 1 again. I'm not even kidding. I'm not trying to be nice to you, man. You know I'm not. I rolled a 1 again. So somehow it tries to grab hold of you, and it just absolutely whiffs it once again. And Obsidian, you slide free from its grasp. As it constricts, it attacks. That's its turn. Rebellios, it's your turn.
Playing up the pain a bit more than I probably need to. Just like, I will yell to the audience, "Prithee, cheer for me! Your spirit will guide me in breaking free from this foul creature."
Excellent work. Give me a charisma roll of some kind before you do your efforts.
I mean, it's all the same, so it'll just be on a +9.
Okay.
26.
That's amazing, and Rebellious, your charismatic efforts on the stage, you are in command of this performance, you are in command of this show, and before you is no paragon of the Shambling Mounds, but a collection of canvas and string before you. This is not some paragon. You're now attacking the Shambling Mound with its true stats. Roll it up.
I shall attempt to break free as a standard action. 38.
Yes, you just explode. Oh, he has to oppose it, in fairness, but this is the normal Shambling Mound now. Nope, so it can't hold you, so your efforts allow you to break free.
Rebellios he manifests his wings just for a second to explode out, just sort of hovering for a moment in the air before landing. And then... Rebellios will just take a step downstage, lifting his arms in the air, like raising, like beckoning cheer.
Oh, okay, so you don't have anything to follow that up with at all. Oh,
No,
sorry.
because that was a standard action to break out, so I have movement, and there's no swift spell that would really work in this situation. So
Understood. So, so you understand because you were successful in your performative endeavors. Everything you were trying to do is with a normally shambling mound's stats. If you are successful, if you are unsuccessful, you are up against the paragon of its kind in this theatrical mirage that you're against.
I do lie. If you would permit me a swift action,
yeah, go ahead.
As I'm cheering like this, I will just burn a spell slot to boost my armor class up. So I'll be like, yes, as I just kind of glow a bit more.
Amazing. With that, then, Rebellios, our vision moves to Obsidian, who, through some unknown guile, was able to slip the grapple. What do you do? And in what way do you do it?
The thing, so I was thinking I need to start doing some performing anyway. So as he's broken free, he will move across the stage. Will he move across the stage? Well,
it depends, doesn't it?
Because it's the old attack of opportunity situation, and I don't think I can tumble. No, I can't. So, no, I think he's good. I think he'll stay where he is. So he will attempt. Would you allow me bluff?
Yes, absolutely. It's a charisma-governed thing, so absolutely.
So he will turn, obviously, to the audience and say something along the lines of no different to the great vines of the Elysium forest that we have slain many times over. We are the mighty slayers. We have killed many of these creatures. Fear not, good people. Something along those lines with a 42.
Amazing. And before you, Obsidian, as you have your own sort of mastery over the stagecraft now, yeah, you see before you that this is no paragon, but someone dressed up like you would a cow with a front end and a back. What do you do?
I'm just gonna go for so it maxes out at that. So I'm just gonna go for a touch attack.
Yeah, go for a touch attack. Yes.
So on its touch armor class, 17.
17 on the normal stats is touch. Absolutely, you touch it.
Oh, lovely. Good. In which case, then, I do... So it's 1d6 per 2 caster levels. That's 16, so 8. So 8d6 points of damage. No, that's 8d20. Hang on a minute. I'm cheating. Sorry.
I win. I win.
Wish. We'll take 32. 32! I get almost all of the hit points back. So I turn to the creature and, because I'm a fan of the show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I say, This is nothing. And I do that and all the wounds just disappear from my face as I sap its energy. Again, do it 32 and give myself 32 hit points back.
I love that. Excellent work. And the crowd, you notice, are beginning to chant out the gardeners, the strangers, enjoying the show now, seemingly. And with that, our vision moves to Ansel. What do you do this verse of the song you're all involved in?
Would you permit me a bluff as my charisma?
Absolutely.
Performance.
Absolutely.
So that's a natural one.
Oh, God. What?
So Ansel does not understand what's going on. He looks around at the people and at the shambling mound and just goes, "I'm late for the tea party. Mr. Wiggles and Mrs. Cottontail will be very disappointed."
Children in the audience start crying openly. You hear someone shout out, "I've seen zombies with more enthusiasm!" As you're heckled mercilessly, Ansel. But that does mean, I'm afraid, that you're now going to be attacking with whatever you're doing against the paragon stats of the shambling mound.
No worries, all good. We'll do another vitriolic blast. Well, attempt at a vitriolic blast. 27 on its touch.
Hits its touch, absolutely. Slams into the creature.
Oh, that's not right. Ignore the 18 there. 21. 25 points of damage. And it also lasts.
That's right, it's reoccurring, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so another 3 turns. It gets an extra bit of damage.
What is your attack like despite the lack of theatrical flair in this instance, Ansel?
After Ansel's attempt at doing performance, this is a waste of time, and just throw the vitriolic acid across the stage, ignoring the audience almost.
Vitriol is exactly the right word. I think is what you meet that response with. It's fitting in that way. Very good. With that, then our vision will move back to the top of the round, and it is the Tanglefather, who, with that dreadful warped face that's sort of like been fused into plant matter, begins cackling madly to itself as it throws its tendrils wide. Its presence is restored back to its normal thing at the top of the round. Its terrible power is going to swing down against the 2 targets that remain in its range, unfortunately. So, first of all, Rebellios, your new and improved armor class is?
For this round, 38.
What is it like as this massive tendril comes down, but you defend yourself or, evade it in some way?
Rebellios just does an over-the-top roll to one side. He's hamming up the evasion here. Like an Elden Ring, he launches into a cumbersome roll to one side, wiping his brow.
You hear someone cry out, "A tumbler! A tumbler!" As you show off the ancient craft. It misses you. Obsidian, your armor class is?
24.
That is a hit.
Yes.
It was sort of a foregone conclusion, I'm afraid, my friend. It does. 24 points of bludgeoning damage. Bam! Racks down upon you. And this time will grab hold of you, surely. Opposed grapple, please. and it hasn't critically failed.
Well, then it's almost certainly grabbed me, but we'll roll it just in case. I get a crit. No, I don't. It's 14.
It smashes you and then swipes you up into the air and then catches you in its crushing grip. That is its turn. Rebellios, it is your turn. You've just done a tumble to which the crowds have never seen before, and it is now your turn.
Rebellios hasn't paid too much heed to Obsidian's now. Instead, he's too busy hamming up the audience and milking it. And he pulls his maul out and goes, "Good people, what is the best tool to de-weed a garden?" He lets it sit for a moment and then just goes, "A hammer!" And then goes for a swift spell of casting Wraith Strike. And then we'll take a full round of attack on his touch armor class.
Amazing. Go ahead.
Very funny.
Oh,
Fucking hammer.
are you doing some kind of roll at all to augment that with the audience's mood?
Oh, yes, I should. Hang on.
You might want to.
12 for that. Really
The joke lands like a hammer, and because of that, you're attacking the immense stats of the Tanglefather instead. Roll it up. Maybe Rebellios might, to be fair, against his touch. That's a good point.
30 on his touch for the first.
Hits the touch, yeah.
Second, 21 on his touch.
Miss.
That's a 6, that's a 2. And 17, so 1 hit.
1 hit.
Awful rolls. For 1 hit, 37 points of bludgeoning damage.
Immense, but as you're smashing into the Tanglefather, its epic damage reduction defends it as because you didn't pass. So a good hit, but it's reduced significantly. And from the audience, someone yells, "If mediocrity were magic, you'd all be archmages!" Ah! They all laugh at you. Anything else on your turn, Rebellios?
That was a full round, so no.
Obsidian, it is now your turn. You're in the clutches of the Tanglefather, but perhaps your theatrical flair will help you in your attempts.
Yeah. I'm gonna lie again. I shall lie. And this time I shall lie by saying, "It hasn't got hold of me. I've got hold of it."
Oh!
To 31.
A 31 on the performance is absolutely more than you need, and the crowd are whipped up into a suspense from your lines. And someone says, "He paraphrased Rorschach," as they understand the reference slightly. Yeah, you're able to attack the standard stats of the Shambling
Lovely.
Mound.
I still have to break its grapple, and I'm assuming even a normal
you're
Shambling
grappled
Mound.
by a normal
I
Shambling
can't.
Mound.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I can't even break that. But, you know, whatever. I get 2 chances to break the grapple with my attacks, so let's see.
Yeah, we'll see.
18.
Let's roll it publicly, because this is against a standard Shambling Mound's grapple. So,
Which is, I mean, it's a vine creature. It's going to be higher than my
it's
grapple.
high, but
guaranteed.
it could miss out. We'll see.
No. And another one, and it's lower, which is 8.
Well, so is
As my
it?
other base attack, it doesn't fit on my sheet.
It's also lower, so you know.
Another 18. 2 18s. It's pretty good.
Oh, it beat you by 1. Oh, that's a shame. That's a real shame.
Okay. Belt of Battle. I have another charge. I'll use that charge for another grapple.
Oh my god, that item, man.
And this is going to be at my maximum again because it's using Belt of Battle, so it's another move action.
Yes.
21.
I should have copied it, shouldn't I? Stupid. This is back to its normal one because it's counts as a new contest, isn't it? So it's back to its normal one, yeah.
Yeah, so I assume that it is.
Yeah, because it's a new. It's from the top, so yeah.
Yeah.
Unrecognized command.
The desperation in Obsidian to try and break any kind of grapple. It's just ridiculous. I've got one more charge on the Belt of Battle. No, I've got one more charge on the Belt of Battle. I could just.
You can if you want.
Just go again, same again. Why not? We'll just use all 3 charges because it's a move action to break. It's only 11 this time, motherfucker. There's no way it can't. I don't think it can unless it fumbles. It fumbled.
And just like that, it fumbles somehow with all the charges spent from the Belt of Battle. The fates.
Those were my move actions. They were all move actions. I believe I can still act.
Bragatogo himself.
The move actions.
Bragatogo himself yells, "Elysium is with you, son!" And yes, you're absolutely able to go ahead and complete that. Go ahead.
I shall cast a spell, but I wish to do it defensively because I'm right in front of it. And this is, again, how do we do defensively? I don't have it open. Mike, you remember?
15 plus the level of the spell.
Thank you.
15 plus the level of the spell, which is level 5, and that's 20. I have a higher score than that, so I don't need to roll. Can it, and this is specific again to a plant creature, this is a DC 25... fortitude for half. 25 this time, DC 25, and it's against a normal shambling mound, I believe, this time.
It
so
is,
fingers
yes,
crossed.
because you managed to escape it. That is a 2 on the die, meaning that is a failure from the shambling mound.
This time, he reaches out a hand and just a poof of what looks like weed killer pops out of his fingers as he casts blight on this thing.
Yes.
A spell specific to plants, and it's a maximum of this, and I'm a higher level, so it's maximum damage of 75.
Ooh.
75 points of plant-specific weed killer damage just onto this thing.
And I can't think of a more fitting description, because weed killer, it is Obsidian. How do you destroy the Tanglefather in the most climactic crescendo to the performance?
Yeah, I think there's just a struggle, and he's like, and the Belt of Battle is activating, and he struggles, then eventually it activates, and he just sort of slips out of it, and he just puffs this stuff in front of it, and it goes, and like just sort of shivers and withers and into a sort of steaming mass of plant goo.
Incredible, and it's as you're doing that the magic around you appears to be dissipating, and the tarpaulin and rope that was actually making up the Tanglefather begins to like drift to the ground, and you can see that the paintwork that is sort of like drying off it and stuff begins to melt away until you see, yes, indeed, it was just a fabrication of a shambling mound. The crowd go wild. They are absolutely amazed that the troupe, known as the Strangers, have delivered an incredible performance. And Bragadogo is upon the stage and is congratulating you all, and he says, "Well, I don't remember the last time we had such a wonderful and postmodern reinterpretation of the Gardens of Elysium. There was quite a lot of content in there that I don't actually remember being in the original, but it really held the core of the meaning of that well performed play that even the humblest gardener can find honor amongst heroes when grand deeds come calling. Anyway, it was so good to see you. Yes. How do you react?
This was our postmodern interpretation of the story of the Garden of Elysium. We wouldn't want the tales of old to get stale. We merely wish to convey the essence.
I think Ansel doesn't really understand what's going on, so he just says, "Would you like a spot of tea, Princess Softpaws?"
Get off the stage! Someone screams at the back at you, Ansel. Like someone has like a crusade against you now. They hate you. They hate you.
Rebellious will try to
Oh dear.
interject by going, perhaps a round of applause for the hero of our story, the great slayer, Obsidian. Obsidian, come take your bow.
There's like a humble smattering of applause, and then it builds up into a great standing ovation as the triumph is acknowledged.
He gives the most theatrical bow you've ever seen.
The crowd begin to sort of like talk amongst themselves and continue to eat and drink and stuff. You overhear one of the children saying, "I preferred the one about the flying ship. I really liked it when it crashed into the ground." Yes, well, we're not...
Finger of death, the child. Not joking.
That's a 17 on the die. Maybe the child lives. But Bragadogo comes over and says, "No, I'm not entirely sure what power has brought you here, but just know, strangers, that you are always welcome within the Windward Plains." You guys can give me a knowledge geography.
Unfortunately, no.
Or you can Ansel. No, because Ansel was there too. Ansel, you can roll with half of your level. Obsidian, you can roll with 2/3 of your level. Does that make sense? It would make sense that Obsidian's roll would be slightly higher given what I'm asking you to recall.
Okay.
12.
So that's 5.333333 recurring added on to my intelligence roll, which is that 25.
Ansel, the name definitely rings a bell. You've heard of the Windward Plains. And then you suddenly realise that you've actually passed it on your journeys, having made a deliberate effort with the others to not enter its domain. Let me just see if I can quickly bring out the... I'm not going to right now. Unless it's here. Can I access that map? I thought I had the Oronthal map out of here. Oh no, here it is. Here it is. Let me get it out for you, because yes, it rings a bell. It is, in fact, a location in Oronthal, the Windward Plains. And that is why, Obsidian, you are even more familiar with the notion of the Windward Plains. On your journey, right at the beginning of the first campaign, when you were questing against Savage Doom in the Arrowhead, you made a point of avoiding the Windward Plains. Obsidian, you know that this is an area rife with strange magical disturbances and phenomena. And any wayward traveller who have the misfortune and find themselves being drawn into this place, are said to experience surreal nightmares and hallucinations. But there are some people that say that these things aren't hallucinations at all, and they're actually experiencing these things for real. Some people say that it's bleeding through from one dimension to another. Others say it was a mystical curse placed on the land. The origin is unclear, but the location is known. You aren't in some hellscape. You've just been transported to an unpleasant location that could be considered a hell amongst those that would be, not wanting to enjoy the the locale's effects, shall we say?
You lied to us. I mean, actually, did he say he was going to transport us to another plane? Is that what he said? Because it wasn't written. He could have meant
going to transport us to a hell.
Yeah, say a
Yes.
torment
Yeah.
of its own. Yes.
he'll just say he didn't lie because it's a type of hell. And if he did say plane, it is a Windward plane. So he'll just say, yeah. So he'll say he didn't lie. There's no way of winning that argument, boys.
But why then did nothing survive being sent here? These are quite powerful creatures that reside in that dungeon, right?
What if it's random?
Yeah, it might be. And also, they might not have the best charisma and been facing things where they didn't get the audience on side. Or it might be an entirely personal nightmare where actually we're strange and therefore had to be charming.
Maybe. How did they know we were
Beat
coming?
our own
Names
personal
of
demons.
If this is all real.
Somebody told them.
Other
They prepared.
Other reports of activity in the Windward Plains involve all sorts of strange things happening where there were, well, the example that the child in the audience gave is one, a great pirate ship floating in the air, for example, where travelers in another game, shall we say, were trapped aboard said flying pirate ship as it tumbled out of the air, and they had to win the battle before the ship crashed into the ground, for example. So it is understood that once you enter the Windward Plains, a lot of very unusual things happens. So perhaps you were just transported here, and the Windward Plains did the rest.
So how do we get back?
Well, I'll be very glad to take you to the exit, says Rangadogo. I can't help but feel that that will be the way home for you.
Yeah, back the way we came.
And back the way you came, you go, and with a jaunty whistle and a final rapturous applause from the audience, the strangers make their way from the Windward Plains Auditorium. And
Signing autographs on the way out.
signing autographs as you go out, and
It's just a cheap squiggle.
suddenly,
Ansel.
and then suddenly the whole area begins to dissipate as you fall back, and tumbling back out of the torment engine from whence you had entered, the strangers arrive back at Fornia as the map loads.
There we are.
It's all loaded into me.
It's taking its sweet time for me. There
Oh,
we
do you
go.
not have it?
No, I do now, yeah. It was just doing that thing where it's a bit pixelated, but there we are. Yes, you all arrive back in the strange glade where Artie is waiting, the artificer of of hellish ilk. The tiefling looks at you with anticipation as you arrive back in Fornia and says, "Well, what horrors did you experience? You're the first to return."
You seem awfully
Artie, don't
excited.
give me what you think you need.
What on earth do you mean?
Where do you think
What
that
do you
sent
think
us?
it is?
Yeah.
It's meant to utilize the power of the hells to transport you to your own bespoke torment. That's at least what I had hoped it would do. Was it not a dreadful experience? Was it not torturous and arduous? Were you not tortured beyond words?
It was unpleasant in some respects, but it wasn't our own personal hell. It was still very much on this plane of existence. We were transported to somewhere. Here.
Well, with all due respect, I can't very well call it the unpleasant engine, can I? Doesn't have a very good ring to it at all. No, this won't do at all. I'm just going to have to go back to the drawing board entirely. Would you at least write down your experiences so I can measure it against future expeditions?
Of course. I think we'll all sit for a few minutes and write out a little report.
He has a prepared questionnaire. He has a questionnaire that he hands out, and you've got to tick the boxes. I strongly agree with this. Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Any further comments?
Now, you will notice that there's a section in the questionnaire that says, would you be open to further experiences with the Torment engine? After all, I need to perfect it. Clearly, there's some work to do. I will be glad, of course, to compensate you, as I will be compensating you now. If you were to go in again at a future point, once I've perfected the torture.
I mean, I've had far worse situations that we've been up against than that. So if we get something out of it, then yeah, sure. Happy to help.
Yeah, in comparison to some other encounters, that was a dream for Obsidian with the grapples all going away. So yeah, it could definitely have been worse.
It just so happens that despite the fact that I'm a necromancer and I should be really good against undead, I'm not, but I'm very good against plants.
It's an excellent gardener.
Yes.
An excellent gardener indeed. Well, Artie says, well, this is great news. Well, once I have perfected it, I will be sure to lay clues in your path, or perhaps I'll even come to invite you to use the Torment engine again, for it can appear in many different places after all. It will go where I go. And now I suppose you want to discuss your rewards.
Please.
Very good. Well, we shall absolutely discover the Stranger's awards, or at least discuss them once we have had a very short break. For those watching, please, if you've enjoyed the video so far, give us a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll be back after these very short messages. Don't go away! We have returned, and the strangers now stand once again before Artie the Artificer, who awaits their magical item orders. He has agreed to take this order and then go away and create these magical items and return them to the strangers as soon as possible. And his eyes first fall upon Rebellios then, and he says, you, bright one, what will you ask of a servant of the Nine?
Well, I have read stories of these gloves that can improve upon your grip. I believe stories they were called gloves of the Titan's grip. I'll take a pair of those.
Ah, yes, I have heard storied tales of those that wear gloves such as these. I will be very glad to try my hand at making them, if you'll pardon the pun. And he will make a note of that on his artificer's dial thing that he has on his wrist. And he says, and you, Obsidian, Necromancer, what would you ask of me?
When I was a boy, I read a tale of a wicked witch who flew through the night on a broom. I want that broom.
Well, that is quite the wondrous choice, my friend, and I think it will suit you to hang in the darkness, in the dark places between the stars. Very well. A broom of flying shall be yours, Obsidian, upon my creation of it. It will be done.
Adds to the aesthetic, you know.
I love that. Such a good choice. And you, Ansel, strange monster from the dark, what would you ask of the artificer of Fornia and the Nine?
Well, unlike my compatriots, I don't know the name of such a thing, but I believe something that would protect me from physical attacks would be most appropriate for me.
Yes. Your power draws you into conflict with great powers. And do not think that I haven't noticed that the drums have stopped since you've returned from the Southern Passage. I am quite aware of your capabilities, but I will be glad to defend or help defend you against the capabilities of your foes. It shall be done, Ansel. You will wear an armour as light and as protective as any other. I shall see to it. And he makes a final note upon his dial. I shall find you, and it shall be delivered to you at a location of your choice. Where would you like me to deliver these items in 3 days? One for each item.
Can we get to Devil's Crossing in 3 days? Or are we going to go to the lake or the forest? Or we could proceed to the gate.
You said we were clearing this place first, which we've now done.
Yes, we will level.
You have now
awesome.
completed the dungeon.
So we look on the map and there's a little green tick next to the
Cleared, yes.
highlighted green cleared. We were going to go into the forest, possibly to have a look at the situation there, which I'm still in two minds about the Iron Pines. Because if we're here in Fornia, we don't need to pass through the Iron Pines to reach Devil's Crossing necessarily. But it is very close to Whist, and it is, if it is a situation that is threatening Whist, which has become a little bit of a base of operations for us, then it might be better to sort of protect our base of operations from whatever that is before we branch out.
A thought, then. I do not think we will be able to reach Devil's Crossing within 3 days, as that is when they were meeting. But
Probably not.
I have no qualms if we find another of these idolaters to force them into bringing the other idolaters out.
I mean, do we have a location of any of the other idolaters? I can't remember off the top of my head. We did get some other locations, didn't we?
In the Google Doc is a list. So Hubria, Craving, Torpid, Feasting, and Rue.
Okay.
So Torpid to the south, Hubria's near Devil's Crossing, Craving's further away, Rue's further away, Feasting. So Torpid's probably the closest, which we could make a... If we go through Lake Zyzekel, as it were, we could head south into Torpid. Maybe the Devils would have made it back to their base by then. Or we head to Hubria.
Yeah, so the options are we go to Lake Zyzekel to have a look into that whole situation, which is a whole situation. You know, that's a big thing. I think they're going to be doing the big old dragon and the Iron Pines, which is a bit vague, is the problem with that one. For me, I'm not sure how pressing it is. Or, like you said, Torpid, which would be a way of getting maybe a little bit more information on Devil's Crossing.
Might be fun to interrupt one of the devils and stop them getting there.
Yeah, I mean, do some recon even and just try and find out what it's all about before they go. I don't know. I'm not sure how good we'll be at subterfuge.
Or we do go to Devil's Crossing after the fact, see what's been left, if anything's been left, and then head to Hubria.
You can give me a knowledge arcana check as well, given your recent adventures, to see if something jogs your memory.
28.
30.
$17.
You know that if you get eyes on a location, then that's all you need to be able to teleport. So while the Devil's Crossing meeting is in 3 days, there is a chance that you could make that with some clever surveillance of the territory with your flight abilities and the natural terrain. So there is a chance that you could get there if the teleport works, of course. So I'm not saying for definite.
Is there a gate in Agistel? A
waywell.
well.
There is a waywell in Agistel, yes.
And there is a waywell in Whist.
Yes.
And we've got a teleport. So we could almost instantaneously be in Agistel in 5 minutes from now.
Well,
which we could definitely get from Agistel to Devil's Crossing within 3 days.
Assuming that well in Agistel is active.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't know where have we been that is closer to Devil's Crossing?
Well, how about this?
By the remnant wall. Look, we were there.
There's hills and mounds near us. If there's a way to see beyond the lake, and then with line of sight, using the height to see beyond the lake, that cuts days of travel out just there. Mm-hmm. It requires a bit of,
I guess,
the hills. But
if it's a clear day and there's no mist, it depends on visibility and stuff, doesn't it? But I mean, it's the Devil's Crossing meeting is in 3 days.
Exactly, yeah. So let's see. Because of all your teleportation mishaps and things like that, you missed out a day. So we're currently at the end of a 4th day. So on this day, Thursday, you returned to Fornia, slew the pit fiend, and then did the Windward Plains. The meeting falls upon what would be a Sunday, so you have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to go before it begins. So yeah, 3 days.
And are any of those days, by any chance, nights of the sickle?
Just
On the off
early.
chance.
Just early, unfortunately. The next night of the sickle moon will fall upon the 15th.
Yeah, use the looking glass.
Yes.
Shame.
What do you reckon?
I mean, you're absolutely right. There is the Lake Zyzekel is something that you have been directed towards. So on your way past, you can see if there's anything around there that interests you on your way. But I was just letting you know that in case you did want to make that meeting.
It would be good to make the meeting. It just depends on if Lake Zyzekel holds us up. It depends on how long we're going to be there, and we can't predict that. We just don't know.
If we get line of sight, though, then we can always come back.
True. This is true. I'm down to try. If you want to walk towards Lake Zyzekel to get atop the highest hill we can find and see how far we can teleport from there. So we'll say to him, in 3 days' time, we intend to be at Devil's Crossing.
Yes, well, I can certainly make sure that I have the items there ready for you to take up. Of course.
That would be very helpful.
That is what I aim to be. Very helpful in discovering new ways to torture you, but also to provide magical items as the reward. Very good. Well,
We'll let you know when it hurts.
Are we going to blow this place up?
what did you say?
Oh, we're going to level this place.
Oh, well, it's very good that I'm leaving, isn't it?
Probably should.
Yeah, I think it probably is. How are we going to level the place?
My question
thought that through.
exactly.
I was going to say, do we have any explosives?
C4.
Do we have a druid that can cast a big old earthquake spell? I don't think we've got one. Somewhere around here, that one of these bricks is a load-bearing brick. If we remove it, the whole place will tumble. I think that we should just get out of here. I don't think that we're going to be able to level the place. Don't get me wrong, I'm not opposed to the idea of leveling the place. It's a lovely idea. I just don't think that I think it's beyond us currently. But given what the place is and what it represents, we may be able to return and do it in the future.
Well, what I will do is I will, at the entrance as we're leaving, Rebellios will spend 10 minutes to cast a Sign of Sealing Greater, which just means that any door or corridor, it's completely inaccessible. You can break through it, but you take massive damage. But the break DC is like in the 30s or the 40s, so it's a quite high powerful spell, but it's designed just to keep people out, and it's a permanent duration.
I love that.
So
That's awesome.
stop people going.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
So as we're leaving, Rebellious will just take.
I could put a spell on it that kills anybody that succeeds on getting in, but then what if they're not? If they're adventurous like us, we're in trouble. That'd be kind of funny. They're like, we're in.
Trying.
Oh,
no. So like a terrible nightmare, you're able to finally leave the dungeon of Fornia. And what is it like, Rebellios, as you lay this the sealing power upon the entrance?
It's lots of these bright golden glyphs that seem just to hang in the air. And as he's casting it, it's like a wall of just iridescent golden light. It's just slowly expanding over 10 minutes to fill the entire entrance. Yes, I can imagine unpleasant for Ansel, but it's, yes, compared to the location and Fornia being a hellish fortress, it's almost an antithesis to that. It's bright, it's radiant. It is a massive symbol of "do not enter."
Oh,
Wonderful. And as you have finalised that, then you are now feel confident that none shall pass through the threshold of Fornia until you come back with a means to send it back to the hells from whence it came.
you shall not enter. That's the quote, I think.
Now, you probably do need a rest. I imagine the strangers are feeling tired after that as we come to the end. However, you can spend a short portion of time travelling to at least the foot of those sort of hills to end the day if you wish.
Yes, please. We do need rest though, because I'm used a few spells and.
Okay, perfect. So you travel, and it is already night, but you you make good time and find a place to camp in the in the lower foothills.
As it's late, why don't we come into my secure shelter? I'll use
Yes.
another scroll of Lehrman's secure shelter. 3 remain.
Very good.
Come in! Come in! Let us eat and sleep well.
What are some of the decor choices in the secure shelter, Rebellios?
Military frat house. So there's like weapon displays on the wall. There's scenes of
Terry
battle.
House, that's brilliant.
It's, everything is to do with fighting and fighting well.
And
Who
more
we're going to
fighting.
haze first?
Tapestries depicting great battles and the like. Yes, I love it. You're able to eat heartily, and you're able to rest well. And because of your secure shelter, I will simply say that you are secure for the evening, so we won't do any random rolls at this stage. Unless, well, actually, will you still have a watch at this point? I don't suppose you would in a secure shelter. Well, you could, I guess.
It does come with the alarm spell.
Of course. I will do one roll then, just in case, because we should roll. That's absolutely fine. You you're able to rest and you recover your level in HP, of course, and full rest brings back all of your magical potential as well. You have recovered all of your spells, and it is a long and well-deserved rest. You have been on it the past couple of days, hunting and destroying lambskin and whist, teleporting by accident to the worm's teeth, then installing a stone giant king in the Grenil Mountains, then destroying a pit fiend in the heart of Fornia, then putting on a hit production of the Windward Plains Amateur Dramatic Society. It's been a stacked couple of days for the strangers. And now you awake upon a brand new day, the sun rising from the horizon. And yeah, you have a brand new day. Doesn't take long for you to surmount the foothills there, and as you crest those ridges, yes, indeed, you see the absolutely huge body of water known as Lake Zyzekel. And from checks previously made in the game, at least I think you've checked on the history of this. Have you checked on this? I can't actually remember. Let's do it now. If you don't have history or anything like that, then you can give me a knowledge. I guess it could be Arcana. No, it's not though, is it? It isn't. It isn't.
It's going to be intelligence, because I don't think I've literally Arcana.
Just give me a straight intelligence roll, please. It kind of is magic, but not.
Ooh. 19.
I will say I've been typing up. I will quaff 2 health potions, so I'll just do that. So 28. Intelligence, I think, is just flat.
Oh right, yeah.
I think we can all we can all see that. Obviously, resting, Obsidian will take his mask off in the evening, as he usually does. But now his eyes have gone kind of white, like the white of a corpse. and his hair is even whiter, and some of it has fallen out. It's just sort of coming out, and yeah, that one level closer to being dead.
Yes. One step
He
closer.
looks even less healthy than he did before. He kind of coughs at one point, and a tooth comes out. Throws it away.
Not on the carpet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that display was something that disgusted you that morning. But now those terrible thoughts are far behind you as you all look upon the Lake Zyzekel. And with the 19 Obsidian, you are blessed with the knowledge of the history of of Lake Zyzekel. You've heard legend of how a titanic creature of ice once strode across these lands. It is rumoured to have been linked with the reason why Ireland was suffering under a winter without end for the longest time. And with the destruction of the Zyzekel, this towering mountain-sized creature of ice, that then led to a terrible thawing, not only of the creature, but of course the tundra that surrounded the entire landscape, changing the land geographically back to a time that it had been in, a state that it had been in thousands of years before. And now you have this lake as the great aftermath of the thaw. And it is said that within the heart of this lake, as it's shown on your map, that there are a number of islands that are dotted in its centre, known as the Magic Isles. This is something that you have been directed towards in regards to the nefarious deeds of Cryorime and his intentions with a place known as a Hall of Artifacts, which is said to have been on the site where the lake now is, thousands of years ago. And yeah, you see that there's sort of like the shrouding mist around what looks like these isles that are in the centre. But beyond that, it is a clear day, and you can see far across the land of Ireland from your position here. And Ansel, staring across the gap between the foothills and across the lake, you can see the far shore, to the point that you're confident that you could land within 2 days' travel if you were to teleport from here. Provided, of course, you make the roll.
You don't fuck it up.
A simple thing. A simple thing.
Let me bring up the table first before we make any rash moves, so we know what we're dealing with. We know the number we want. So, because you can't study it carefully, because you're far, far away, you can't study it carefully. But I'd suggest that you're seeing it casually from where you are. Would we agree upon this? Given that you have eyes on the location, even though it's far, far away.
Mm-hmm.
So this means, then, Ansel, to be successful, you need to roll between 1 and 94. 95 and 97 is off target. 98 and 99 is a similar area. And 100 is, of course, the dreaded mishap. The splice where the strangers become the stranger.
Well, it'd be impossible not to make it then, wouldn't it?
And so we have absolute faith in you, as always.
Please.
Well, then let's roll the bones.
Roll the bones.
45. A simple thing, as I said.
A simple gesture, yes. Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yep, you teleport, and the moonlight energies whip around you, Ansel, as you and the strangers hurtle into teleport space. One last thing I should say before you were teleporting, and it might be worth putting a mark on the map. Where the L is in Lake Zyzekel, you notice that there is a strange stilt-like structure in the lake there.
Ooh.
You
So-
could drop a pin. Did
I
you know?
could drop a pin, couldn't I, if I knew how? How do I do
I can't remember
that?
where they are. There's pins, and then you'll need to make sure it's on the map layer or just the.
Place pin. Here we are.
And then you can type in what it says, and then make that visible to us.
Okay.
The flag structure. The flag structure. Interesting.
Visible.
Hey, look at that.
There we go.
Ah, that's so cool. So yeah, you see a strange structure that is built into the shoreline of the lake, but that's something that you sort of look at in passing as you make your teleport. And Ansel, you're able to safely deliver you and your friends far across the lands of Ireland. I find the S symbol. So that's 1, 2. Yeah, so you land about there. Boosh.
Oh, amazing.
Actually, that's
Never
that-
fail.
You're on
Distance.
that side of the river, so it's hard to point it out. Yeah, you're on that side of the river. Yeah. And it's as you arrive that you see looming in the distance a great fortification that is mounted into a kind of like a cliffside cliff drop, like a canyon where the river reads into. It's apparently where this crossing is somewhere around there. So that's what you have in front of you.
We hustle.
So
Well,
a straight.
We have a day ahead of us. Let us walk.
Yeah. So we're just going to do the travel. Let's see. I would do 2 rolls to see if there's anything that takes place during your travel or during your rest. So you're absolutely fine, and you're able to approach the Devil's Crossing, and it is the morning of the 3rd day, and it is there that you'll be greeted to this sight. So you basically follow the river for your few days' travel that you have. So you arrive a little bit earlier than what you'd anticipated. So you have time to sort of like look at this area. So where you are placed at the moment on the board isn't your physical position just yet. You're a little bit further away at this point, looking at this location, just so you're aware. Now, as I suggested, you are looking at a very, very old fortification that mounts the cliffside of a canyon that falls far away to the river below. An ancient stone bridge, the original structure that was here first, still hangs over the long drop, which gives the location its name, and there appears to be activity within this fortification. You see that there are a number of there are robed figures on top of the battlements that you've seen before. These firebrand sorcerers that you've tangled with in previous encounters with the idolaters.
Ew, what is they?
And there is a taller tower that sort of like is stared up to in the bottom corner of the structure. And upon that raised tower, there are a number of large figures that appear to be grouped together. But that's all that you can properly make out from your position where you are right now. But with some scouting and investigation, you can probably learn more about the structure and its denizens, if you wish. What do you do?
Okay, what are we thinking as far as scouting goes? Because we're not exactly inconspicuous. We never have been. Do we have any thoughts, feelings,
Sylaster.
ideas, plans?
Unfortunately, yes. Rebellios, the complete opposite, is radiating light. So
Yeah. He's not sneaking in.
no,
I could send Trick to do some recon for us.
I would rather I do not send Anaya. I'll be keeping them close to chest.
Yeah, I mean, Trick kind of fits in with this sort of atmosphere anyway, and they probably wouldn't look too hard at an imp flying around, given that, he's also a small devil. And, he obviously has the communication to tell us exactly what he sees when he returns, given his sentience and intelligence. So that's kind of all I can suggest, because I don't have any other way of scouting. So if anyone's got any other ideas.
Well, the only thing for me that comes to mind is who needs scouting? Go in.
Who needs scouting?
We.
I mean,
Come on.
okay, but
We
the
get-
meeting hasn't started, and if they might not even actually come here. They might look and go, well, it's been cleared out. We're not going to go there. They might have a way of seeing that and knowing, communicating. We don't want to scare off the idolaters before they even arrive. Do we?
Is our thought that the
I've-
idolaters
don't get me wrong.
aren't here yet?
Then
I thought the idolaters were coming in 3 days and we've arrived in 2. Is that not what's...
You've arrived at the very
The meeting
beginning
in
of
3
the
days,
third
it's not to
day.
say
Yeah,
none of them are here yet.
yeah. So you're at the very beginning of that day.
So we think the big figures at the back could well be the idolaters then.
Rebellios will pull out a scroll, and he'll turn to the two of you. He'll go near the tree over here, and he'll just say, "A place for us to hide," as he casts rope trick, and a rope goes up, and it's adjacent to the tree, and then just vanishes there. So we have a place to go.
That spell. It's
such
such a good
It's
spell.
a great spell.
Scroll gone.
It's been such a long time. That is a real blast from the past, rope trick, man. We used to have that quite often back in the day. Reckon.
So, yeah, you're able to do that. You all climb up into the hidden portal up the top of the rope, and there you can confer for a while. Trick says, "I'll be more than happy to investigate, but I will of course do my best to not be seen."
Yeah, he can turn invisible. Yeah. He can cast it at
I
will,
think
so
that's
it's a
probably
spell
the best
ability. So
option.
he can go invisible and just flit about and have a look. So what knowledge might he have if he's a devil? He might have an idea. Are they high-ranking devils? Do we think they are the idolaters that are up there already?
I shall be glad to look, for we have a loose knowledge. Let us see if they fit the descriptions. I will be glad to look it for you. I shall go.
Okay.
Yes, I shall go.
We will remain hidden in here in this here rope trick, and Trick will go and the rope trick, and Trick will go and flit about the place invisible and just do a circuit, have a bit of a peruse of the place, and give us any feedback that he might glean. Do you want me to make any roll?
I feel like there is, at least unless I've forgotten, isn't there a knowledge of the hells specifically?
No, I don't
Or is
think
it
so. I
just
think
the
it's that's just the
planes?
planes, or you could call it religion if it was related to praying to any of the... It depends on how you would view it. So I think if it's like the kind of the doctrine of the hells, it would be religion.
But
If it's the actual facts of the hells, it would be.
But even then, you could argue it's like knowledge local or knowledge history, because he is, or it is, an infernal creature. It's not going to a different plane. It's
That's a good
off the same
point.
plane.
Yeah.
I mean, also,
Because I don't know what he has. Does he have
Trick.
any knowledges at all, Trick?
um,
He must do, because
knowledge.
he must have a
Knowledge,
knowledge
anyway.
of the hells. This is the thing. Yeah,
I suspect he has knowledge the planes because it kind of makes sense. It says
yeah.
anyone.
If you just wanna give that check, then that'd be
Um,
great. Then yeah,
I haven't mentioned before, but he does have an
+5 great
ability.
sword of yeah.
Yeah. He does have the ability, though he is, I think, given the history that he has, very hesitant to use it, but I think he would if I asked him, that he can once a week commune with his lord, and ask several questions. So if I was to ask him to, we may be able to, through him, have a short conversation with a greater devil, essentially, like a lord of hell.
Yes,
Which I've got to be honest, Rob, I may have written in his thing. I can't remember who
you did.
his
You did.
Lord of Hell was. Now I can't, off the top of my head, remember without looking at his
I
thing.
have
But
an idea who he'll be talking to, but it'll just be him talking. It won't be like the Lord of Hell will appear. He will just
no, he would
communicate.
commune. Yeah, and he has a series of questions. That's it, I think.
Yes.
But yeah, let's just let him do his. He's only got plus. He's got +6. So we'll give him a try on specifically. Oh well.
Damn.
Oh well. Trick, you little legend.
Nice.
That's incredible.
1 nat 20. I think that's because Obsidian says, if you don't already know, we might ask you to commune with your lord. And he goes, no, I know. Because he so doesn't want to do that.
Very well, but I tend to try and keep a low profile when we are talking of the Lords of Hell, for I am indebted to them in some ways. I shall ask them for a description of the idolaters.
No, I mean, this was just his knowledge. If he already knew on his
Oh
natural
yeah,
20,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, he doesn't, because you did the roll. Of course. In that
yeah,
case, he
he got a
doesn't
nat
need
20.
to.
So if he's
You're
got
absolutely
really
right.
good knowledge,
Yeah, he'll
then he
know.
won't need to commune, which he'll avoid, like I say, if he possibly can, because he's not a fan.
When I learned that we were going to be hunting these idolaters, I did some research of my own. I asked people and I used my initiative, and that's why I rolled really well. Yes, there are members of the idolaters here. There is Idis. There is Sigsal. And there is Lagerlag. There's also these, but I don't want to alarm you, but they're particularly nasty. Those slimy, greasy, awful, fat creatures that man the walls.
I was going to ask what those disgusting fat monsters were.
There
They
are
look
some
kind of gross.
things that don't require knowledge checks. There are some things that are just innately known. There are some creatures that exist within the vile hells that have immense amount of powers, and there are some that rely on their unity, on their numbers. You only know one thing about the creatures that man the walls here, and that is their name. They are known as the Lemure.
Not the Lemure.
The Lemure. Yes, foot soldiers of hell. But
Might love the Lemure.
Makes way to becoming a pit fiend myself.
They sound awfully French.
yeah. Well, they're not your chief.
People like lame.
They're not your chief concern, however, as Trick has pointed out. He can see Idis. He can see Sigsay. And he can see Lagerleg, and he tells you that Idis is an Erenyes, which is the almost harpy-like winged
With the
devils.
wings.
There is Lagerleg. There is Sigsay, who appears to be a bone devil. And there is also Lagaleg, who appears to be an Orthon.
Missing 2.
We're missing 2, but we have 3. The question is, I think the main question is, are the other 2 here and we just can't see them before we try and do anything, because that would be bad. Otherwise, I'm not opposed to the idea of going for it if you wanted to, because again, subterfuge is just not our area.
A great question and a great point, Obsidian, and that is why I'm going to ask Ansel, and Ansel alone, to please roll a spot check.
11.
There's definitely only 3 idolaters here that you can see. There's not.
Man.
Definitely is a strong word, isn't it? Because you're quite right. They could be elsewhere.
No, it's a fortification. They could be inside.
They could be inside, yes.
It's as simple as that.
You have
We
a
don't know
means,
what's in there.
if you give me a round, Rebellios will use his true sight for his 1 round true sight to survey and see if he can recognize any auras or things that have passed through, just to get the impression if there are more here than actually there should be.
Very good, yeah. That will allow you to do a spot check also.
I think I get 11 on the roll, so let's see. 16.
You don't spot an idolater, but you do note with your true seeing that there appears to be another active magical aura or signature in the area where the others are standing.
There's possibly a 4th, or they're possibly scrying. That's all I got. Doesn't last that long.
Scrying is a thing that we would be able to detect if we were close enough to do a detect magic of any kind or whatever. I don't think there's much we could do about it. Like, if
We get anywhere near, and that's it. We're going all guns blazing. Sorry, all swords swinging, all hammers swinging. There you go.
Only one of us has a hammer, so it's all hammer.
Well, I have 2 hammers, actually. I've got this one on my belt, but I don't use it that often.
I think it's one of those situations where we have now at least got the opportunity to prepare ourselves fully, like we did. I mean, we beat a pit fiend, which is immense. Admittedly, it's a very different challenge when there are multiple enemies. Even if they're a lower level, 1 enemy on its own, as we've all experienced, is much, much easier because you can all focus on it. But we have got the opportunity to prepare ourselves for a strike from here. I mean, we could wait until we get
Draw one of them away.
our loot. Hang about until we get our rewards that might give us a bit of an edge.
Well, at that
Otherwise-
word, you can see that there is a figure that moves around from the tree trunk there.
Oh shit! He stood right there. You didn't even see him until he moved. Fucking hell.
And he says, "Strangers, I've been hard at work, though that I have also experienced some difficulty. I am glad to provide you with your items." So once again, a reminder, we have the gauntlets of the Titan's Grasp.
Gloves of the Titan's grip, but pretty much, yeah.
Okay. gloves of the Titan's grip. These amazingly looking armored gauntlets that would go up to the right up the forearm. Spectacular craftsmanship. And they have been designed in a way that fits with your armor, that kind of denotes your position as the Lord, the Knight Captain of the Knights Ascendant, Lord Commander of the Knights Ascendant. Sorry, did you do service there? And then to Obsidian, he pulls forth an ashen-looking broom. And he just lays it at your feet, and he just says, "You simply have to say up."
No,
Let it out your
absolutely
mullet,
not.
mate. Let it out your
This has
mullet.
nothing to do with that series. We don't even relate to that anymore.
He snaps it over his knee and throws it into the canyon and produces another one. Look, it's already up, and he lets go, and it's already hovering there.
He just holds out his hand like Thor. Thank you very much, and it just comes to him. Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Transphobic broom, mate.
Transphobic broom. Well, we'll sweep that under the rug. Let's and
All of his
next
spells are now going to be done by wiggling his nose. Somebody will get that reference, and
now for you, my dear Ansel. This is where I've met some difficulty because I haven't actually had time to look into the kind of armor that I feel would match these magical items. So I can provide you with a short-term solution whilst I complete the armor for this particular battle. Is that something that would be useful to you? Mainly because, Dom, I don't want to shortchange you and just give you some armor that isn't. Because I don't even know what armor you wear. Do you know what I mean? I would literally be making it up. So
Yeah.
I was looking. There's armor of invulnerability that will give you a fairly sizable damage reduction. Which, again, with the amount of money you've got left over, you would get quite a bit. You could make something out of adamantine or mithril, which would make it much lighter, so you'd lose any risk of spell problems, all sorts of things. I mean, you could probably put that on it and a bonus to add just to armor, so you'd get damage reduction and armor.
So what?
The problem is there's loads of books to go through, so
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because I don't want to shortchange you, but do you know what? Is it medium you wear, or can you wear any? Can't wear heavy, I don't imagine.
Definitely not heavy.
what's your dex bonus?
Dex bonus is 4. It can only be light, and I currently have a shadow chain shirt.
So a chain shirt is sort of the max, so you don't lose out on your dex bonus.
Very well. Well, for now, you will forgive my humblest apologies whilst I continue to do my research, Ansel. But in the meantime, have this +6 potion of bark skin that adds to your natural armor.
I mean, that's probably better than anything I can get anyway.
It will serve you for your battle with the idolaters whilst I continue forging what I have in mind for you. Well, until next time, please keep your eye out for the Torment Engine, for it can arrive in the most unexpected places. Be seeing you, and then with a flick of his long tail and a burst of hellish flame, Artie vanishes, leaving behind his wares. But he'll be back soon with his completed craft.
So there's either 3 of them, and it means that they're seeing 1 or at least 2, or there's more there, but they're not here physically. They may be here as a projection, or maybe they are here. They're just elsewhere.
One thing, we're just not gonna know until we go for it. if we're just going to go for it. We're not going to know if they're inside, or we haven't got anything at our disposal that will give us that information, because we can't sneak. We're useless at it. We don't have any magic that will allow us to scry or anything like that, I'm afraid.
Well, the
So,
one thing, as Trick has pointed out, we know who's here. We know the location of those who are not here. We know where they are if they're not here. So it's not like we're on a wild goose chase trying to find where they are. We know where they'd be based.
this is very much on us, isn't it? We've been gathering allies and stuff, but that's for the future war that's coming after. So we can't exactly go and get the stone giants now or wait. We have this in front of us. So either we do something with it, or we try and find a way to attempt to listen to their conversation, but no fight will happen today if we can avoid it. We just try and eavesdrop, essentially.
I do not know if it was within our skill set to do such a thing, but
Well, I mean, Trick can eavesdrop, and I'm pretty sure we can probably find some way of hearing what he hears, and with some of our magics, I don't know.
yes. I feel, however, there's great evil here,
Mhm.
and it
Scared
calls.
Ansel away.
Yes.
Oh,
There he is.
no, he's brave. He's so brave, he's back.
There is great evil here, and my blood is. I do not. I cannot tolerate it. As I'm sure the Paragon would be on my side to see these devils smited down.
Obsidian just lifts up his mask, his like a half dead looking face, and says, "Do I look like a man who runs away anymore? I'm all in. I've got nothing else to be."
Well then,
Ansel says, "Do I look like a man?" and extends his arms and legs. Most horrifying form.
Shall we prepare?
I've got spells I will cast, and I've got two really short durational ones that I'll do back to back.
Yeah, if you want to individually say, I'm preparing this because we've had a few days of travel to get here, you would have had time to change those. So if you were at that point have wanted to have changed anything that you'd set up, then that's absolutely fine. If you're happy with the spell selections you already have, however, then no worries.
I can't change them.
No, I can't change. It's not spell selections or anything not like that. It's just spells I want to cast before we get into any.
There's only
Well,
one spell to prepare, and that's a different thing, but that doesn't change.
Okay.
I'll just say Rebellios will cast Shield, Protection from Evil, and before we go in, he will cast Arcane Spell Surge as his first round, and in the second round he'll cast Haste for everyone, and then he'll assume that's the charge in.
I think that
Just take the skin potion.
Yeah. I used all my really big potions. I used, which I completely forgot that I still was under the effect of my really big potion when we were against the bloody plant. So my armor class was significantly higher, but I completely forgot because it was last session when I took it. So my fault. Doesn't matter. But Obsidian casts his brand new level 8 spell, which is not on his list, but he has learned of his own accord. He does some motion with his fingers and wafts what appears in his hands, which looks like a ghostly veil, which falls over him, and he gains pretty much all of the traits of being completely undead for the next 160 minutes. He has the effect of Veil of Undeath. I'll tell you what it does as and when, but he's immune to most things.
Okay,
Okay.
that's very interesting.
Oh, it's lovely.
Do you
And
you don't have to tell me, but I am curious. Does that mean that you take the actual type of, you become type undead?
No,
So I was going to
no,
say, if
you don't.
if
But
I
it
throw
actually
a
says
turn undead your way, it's not going to work then.
no. You don't actually gain the undead type from casting this spell,
Okay.
but immune to mind affecting abilities, poison, sleep paralysis, stunning disease, death, extra damage from critical hits, non-lethal damage, death from method damage, ability drain, energy drain, fatigue, exhaustion, damage, physical ability scores, and any effect requiring a fortitude save unless it
boy,
harms objects. You don't
that's
need to
great.
breathe, eat, or sleep. I'm immune to that.
That's what I'm talking about. Now that is a Dread Necromancer spell. I love that. That's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Very happy with that spell.
You were
You'll also be
saying, Michael.
you'll all be under the effect of haste. So +1 attack, +1 reflex, +1 armor class, double movement for 15 rounds. It's 16, but I'll use a round to do it, and then we start the next round. So 15 rounds of that. That's another scroll. Go on. Assuming that since we
What
do
have
that,
I done?
charge in.
I don't know, man. What have you done? He's dead.
Dead.
Dead. We'll agree that we will pause here. We won't continue, and we will do the battle when we return next time. Give it the space that it probably needs. Instead, we will hold a brief council where we will all open the books and we will find Dom a new set of armor.
It's a very, very good
That feels
idea.
like a good idea, actually. Yes. Better use of half an hour or so.
So in that case, then I might have edited this out, but we have had a brief council because of some technical difficulties. We're opting to have the Battle of Devil's Crossing be a separate session because we think we will probably need it. So we will spend this time.
I think it deserves it, doesn't it? It deserves the respect.
And
We-
yeah. And because we're wrapping up there, I think we will just end it there, and we will save our thoughts and feelings until we have accomplished that. Because I'm sure unless you wanted to give thoughts and feelings about the Windward Plains very quickly.
I just thought it was really cool that it was something very different, having the extra combat mechanic of performing to the audience. In that was my main takeaway from it. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
I don't think anyway, unless it's not coming to me. You may be able to correct me, but I don't think we've been up against many plant creatures. So I saw them on my spell list and was like, I'm never going to use those, probably not. And I'm so happy. You don't ever have to put another plant creature in again. I don't care. But that was yeah. That's me. I'm just chuffed. I loved it.
I'm glad. Any thoughts, Mike, before we sign off?
Yeah, it's always great. I mean, don't get me wrong. You've got straight up encounters which are great fun, but then you've also got those encounters where they've got that unique mechanic to them, which is always really fun. So it's that kind of balancing between, am I really charming the audience here for an easier time, or am I really struggling? And all I could think of as Sylaster was there is, and this comes because we're all theatrically minded. This is our degree. This is our training. I'd be thinking of everything I've ever seen a bad actor do is what Sylaster would do. That's what he would have
Just
done.
like you were saying with your back to the audience, like, hey,
Yeah.
what's just stuff like
Mumbling
that.
his
He
Yeah,
does want to perform. His knees are fully locked, shoulder width apart.
He'd be aggressive to the audience for no reason. You've got to shut up.
Blast from the past. I'm glad you appreciate that. Like I said, the Paragon template is fucking hilarious because it just adds an insane amount of bonuses for any creature. And perhaps there is a clue there. Perhaps there is a little nod to perhaps another paragon that has been noted in this game so far by Rebellios, that perhaps there is another kind of paragon out there which is the epitome of what that particular kind of entity is. But that is something we'll discuss another time. If you've enjoyed the session, thanks so much for watching. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and like we always say at the end of our games, bone them rolls.
Bone
Bone good.
Bone them rolls.
Yeah, don't tell your mum. And this was a different way to end the session.